can you just tell us a little bit about your background, who you are, how you got into house flipping or real estate, and maybe what drew you to audition for Cabin Wars?
Yeah, we got married March 23rd of this year. So we've been married for like 7 months.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Thank you.
We live in a basement apartment right now. So we definitely want to get our own place that we can flip. Like, we're not expecting to move into a place that we won't have to fix up. Jared's got
Yeah,
a lot of faith in me. And
Jess does design. She actually does design for a company that has quite a few stores here in Utah and surrounding areas, and she runs all their catalog, a lot of their marketing.
I do graphic design.
Yeah.
So.
When we moved into our apartment, Jess got like a 3D outline of like where we were going to put all of our furniture, where she was going to put all the decor. I'm like a very utilitarian, like you get your clean flooring, your clean painting, good cabinets, and you're good.
I like that stuff a lot. For me, it's fun.
When I graduated college, I knew I wanted to immediately be investing in real estate. And so what I did is I bought a duplex in Utah. It was quite an interesting one. When I first closed on it, my parents walked through it with me, and they couldn't believe. They said, "You just threw away all your money." They were just like, "What have you done?"
They were nicer.
They were nicer about it, but they were shocked that I'd purchased it. Still smelled like cat pee and everything. I immediately got to work and changed out the carpet first, get rid of the smells, and then started with the flooring and in the kitchen, and ended up putting a lot of time and money into it. I didn't grow up in a household where we worked with our hands as much as far as like learning how to build things. My dad taught us to work pretty hard, but I spent a lot of time on YouTube University, really figuring out how to do things on my own. And then when things got a little too complex for me, I'd just hire out because there's, some tools, some expertise that took years, and I didn't quite have that time. And then I refinanced it and rolled all that money into a new property. That's about where I'm at right now with my real estate. We haven't done, hundreds, but
yeah, we just got a property with a little bit of his family that I got to kind of pick everything that went in it. I've never been able to do something like that before, so it was so cool. I don't know. I felt like I was just like this rich person, like, what do I want to put in this place? Like, anyways, I have a lot of fun with it.
I've worked a little bit with Servio in the past, and so I know Ryan when he's come out to Utah. I've gone to dinner with him, and so I've followed his YouTube channel. I think it's fascinating. I think he does a wonderful job, and so I watch most of those videos, and that's how Cabin Wars came up.
So how do y'all believe your unique skills and personality and experience will set you apart from other competitors on the show?
I have a lot of faith in Jess's design. I've seen her work, and she really just knows how to make something look good. And so I would say that's our biggest competitive edge. As far as the skills, I consider myself an unskilled laborer. But I'm pretty good at figuring things out.
He's really competitive in a good way, to where like he's competing with himself. I think that's kind of a strength we both have, is we want something to look good so that we can be proud of it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I guess something else that sets us apart is we haven't had like a ton of properties to work on of our own. So this is like kind of an exciting experience to see how we work together and what we can do. But I grew up, my dad is really good at this type of stuff. Like, he built this big pergola in our backyard just because he wanted to, and just all these kinds of things. So I grew up thinking like, oh, my mom would just be like, hey, I want this, and my dad would be able to do it. So I thought it was just an easy thing that anybody could do, but yeah. So I was kind of lucky to grow up and see how I don't know, just like little things like that can change how nice a place looks.
Right.
Just the smallest things, knocking down a wall, just like the weirdest things.
Can y'all just share a little bit more maybe about your relationship, where y'all met, as well as maybe the biggest challenge y'all have had to go through?
So we met at a party on New Year's Eve down in Provo, Utah. And it was some friends of mine that I'd grown up with, and Jess just happened to be at that that party because her other plans had fallen through. And so I thought she was really cute.
It was fate for sure. Well, I got invited by like a friend of a friend to this party, so I had no reason to be there.
Yeah, they had a green screen and they would take pictures. It was on New Year's Eve, and then they would Photoshop something in the background, right? So she was up there with a bunch of friends taking pictures. And after she was done, I'm a huge Utah Jazz fan. So all their friends were leaving, and I was going to take some solo pictures with me as if Utah Jazz had won the championship, just because I genuinely wanted those.
I was standing up there as he was walking up, so I thought he was trying to join us, and I felt kind of bad. And I was like, oh, like, does he need someone to take a picture with him? Yeah, he said, do you want to be in my photo? And I was like, sure.
So we have, before we even knew each other's names, we've got pictures together.
Yeah.
And
That's
so really
awesome.
cute.
I hope you
And then,
still have that picture.
yeah, I'd be happy to send it over to you. Then I got her number, and we went on a date the next week and got married, got engaged a year later. And
Yeah, we got engaged on New Year's Eve this past year and then married in March. So
when I bought my first property, I didn't know anything. Like, I really didn't. I had the concepts, and I understood, what I needed to do. I kind of had to figure things out. And so I bought this property. It had a lot of work that needed to be done in the week I moved into it, because I was going to move into it and fix it while I was there and then rent out the other half. The week I moved into it, the basement floods. It's like your classic story. Huge, massive rainstorm overfills the gutters, comes in through the windowsill. It's in the renter's side, so it's not even my side. After I got everything cleaned up, I was like just trying everything I could to get it figured out. I had about $50 in my bank account. I'm like, oh, I'm in over my head. Felt super blessed. Insurance ended up covering everything, so that was huge. And it allowed us to get ahead on some of the things on the downstairs unit that I wouldn't have been able to do. In the moment, it was terrifying. I had some moments where I was like, I think this is not the right place, the right field for me to be in, on top of my regular job and everything. And so I really was about to call it quits, but I stuck it through. I'm not great at quitting. I hate doing it. So I pushed through and ended up turning out really well. It ended up all working out after a couple difficult weeks, months.
So how would winning Cabin Wars impact your journey, your real estate journey, or personal goals you have?
It would be huge. That money would be huge in either helping us acquire another property, or potentially our own home.
Yeah.
Jess is ready for that. So
Yeah.
I am too, but I do think it would be awesome for us to have it, a nice down payment for our home.
And I think it'd be a good experience because
Totally.
I do like to be creative, and I do like to, I don't know, I don't like the idea of moving into a place and just leaving it how it is. I want it to feel like it's mine. So I think it'd be a really good experience. But I also just love cabins. Vacations like with my family where we went to cabins were my favorite kind. Like I would choose that over a beach probably. But anyways, I think cabins are great. So
yeah, my family growing up had a cabin up in Island Park. It's just by West Yellowstone. We spent Christmases there. We'd go there summer and winter, and it's just like some of those core memories. Really one of our favorite places.
Can you share a moment when you guys realized like the power of transformation? In other words, that like power of transforming something old to something new.
Yeah. I got a really, well, it's kind of back to my parents. They would kind of come in at checkpoints, whereas I was there every day, working on it. A huge, I guess, step for them was when this house was built in the 70s. Back in that time, at least in Utah, they had a lot of lamps and stuff. They didn't have lights in the ceilings and such. And so very poor lighting. It was pretty dimly lit property. And I had just finished getting some can lights up there, the flooring, getting the cabinets all ready to go, and some new carpet. And I brought my parents in, and just to show them, to give myself a little bit of a I'm getting there. Yeah, boost, honestly, though, because this is a couple months after that last fiasco. But it was incredible to see my parents. Like, they couldn't believe it. It's just something that they'd never attributed to me, as someone who could do something like this, because they just had never seen me do it. and I hadn't honestly seen myself do it either. And so to see their faces light up, and even to this day, if you were to get them on, they'd talk all day about how incredible of a transformation from the yellow walls and the stained carpet to what it is now.
He actually took me to his house on our first date, I think.
I was so proud of it.
The thing that I was thinking about that I think is really cool and like why Jeremy's good at real estate is because he is very good at like seeing the potential. Whereas like, I don't know, I think a lot of people will like discount places just like his parents did, which is like super normal. But he was able to be like, I don't know, it's worth it. Like he can see how to make it better, how to bring the value up a ton. And I feel like my strength is like an empty space. Like we moved into this apartment, it's a big like open plan, and it's pretty much just cement floors and white walls. But I don't know, it's just kind of exciting having a big open space like that. And I mean, yeah, just getting to kind of make it my own. A nice place that's not just gray and white, where Jared would be totally happy with that, I think.
That's literally what my place looked like. It was
Jess, could you like go into like what your personal style is when it comes to like home design and renovation?
Yeah, I think something that's really important to me is like comfort and just like the warmth and coziness of a place that's your own. So yeah, I like color, I like patterns, but not to the point where it's like distracting. I want it to be like simple, but have enough fun elements that it feels warmer and a little bit more colorful. Because I don't know, I think color's important. I think a lot of like modern design is like super white. That works for some people, but I think to have a cozy place, you have to have color and you have to have, I don't know, you got to pay attention to having an actual comfy couch versus like a pretty couch. So I like comfort. I like
in like a cabin, what maybe sort of things would you like to highlight, maybe amenities wise?
It's hard because there's so many directions you can go, but I do think, I don't know, the goal is glamping, luxury, but still a cabin.
Yeah.
So I think it would be important to still keep wood as like an important theme, but not necessarily have it on the walls right now from what I've seen.
I think for me, when I think back to like the cabin that we had growing up, a huge thing was like spending time with my siblings. Like it felt like a sleepover, and you go have a sleepover with your friends. And so kind of in a way, like you want to be able to fit as many people in there, but in a comfortable way where it's like you're kind of in close quarters, but like you get the opportunity to get those relationships. So
the fun things to have, I feel like would be like a really nice like shower and
for
stuff.
sure, yeah.
Really nice shower.
So you can like kind of get away from, all the dirtiness and
I don't know.
comfort in the wild, I guess you could say.
Are y'all prepared for the competitive nature of the show or potential drama that can like arise?
I love competition. I grew up playing sports. Anything with a ball, I was playing it. So when it comes to competition, I'm all in for it.
I think maybe I can be the grounding presence to Jeremy, but I'm maybe not quite as competitive, but I do definitely want to take pride in what I'm doing. I think that's I don't care if I'm doing better than somebody else. I want to be like, I don't know, this is mine and I like how it looks. Yeah.
Audience appeal. So how do you think viewers will connect with your personality, style, or approach on the show?
I think a lot of people can relate to us to some degree, whether it was in their, when they were first married or first in a relationship, or where they're at now, because I mean, we're not like super experts at this, and I think a lot of people want to do stuff like this. And so for them, they're like, oh, maybe this is something I can do. We think it would be fun. We think it'd be something really out of the ordinary for us. And I think we'd both enjoy it.
In a sentence or two, why should viewers root for y'all for Cabin Wars?
I don't know. This whole time when I've been picturing doing the competition, it hasn't been like, ooh, what will we win? Like, I think it'll just be really cool to see how we can transform it.
Yeah, I think we'll have fun personalities and we'll be relatable. I think it kind of goes back to the last one.